hello, boys and girls. Mr. Cooper here with my little friend, Willie Bob. Willie Bob, I'm glad you're here today. I'm glad I'm here today, too. So welcome to VBC. You know what that means? I don't know. Virtual Bible class. So Willie Bob, yeah, why don't you go ahead and say hello to all the kids out there? Oh, I can do that. I want to say hello to... Uh-oh. What's wrong? Something's wrong. Oh, what's wrong? Something weird. What's that? Well, you just said say hello to all the kids, right? Yeah, I said say hello to all the kids. I don't know if you noticed this, that, yeah, there's no kids out there. Well, I know, but I want you to say hello anyway. Say hello anyway? Yeah, say hello anyway. Are you feeling okay? Yes, Willie Bob, I just said this is a virtual Bible class. Do you know what the word virtual means? Well, of course I know what the word virtual means. What do you think of anhedonia or something? Okay, what does the word virtual mean? I don't know. Okay, it means that the kids are not actually physically present in here right now at the time. No, we're doing a recording and they're going to be watching us later online on their computers. Oh, I get it now. So can you say hello? I can. Hello to all you kids out there that we can't see right now. Okay, that was good enough, Willie Bob. Now I want to get right to the point, boys and girls. Today is our very first virtual Bible class lesson. Oh, that's exciting. Yes, it is. And today, Willie Bob, we're going to have a story from a book in the Bible called 2 Kings 6. Yeah. I'm not going to tell the story. I'm just going to do a little introduction. In this story, it's a story about some people who lived in a big city called Samaria. Can you say Samaria? Samaria. Very good. And in this city, they got trapped in their own city. You're kidding. No, they got trapped. And they ran out of food. And they went hungry. Oh, I know what that's like. Well, what's like? I know what it is to be hungry. I'm hungry right now. Willie Bob, you're always hungry. That's because I'm a growing kid. Can I ask you a question? What's that? Can I go to McDonald's right now? Willie Bob, how many times have I told you? It's not McDonald's, it's McDonald's. Can you say McDonald's? Sure, McDonald's. No, read my lips. McDonald's. Say it, McDonald's. McDonald's. Forget it. You know what? I can't take you to McDonald's right now. We're in the middle of doing our virtual Bible class lesson right now. The kids won't care. We can do it right now and come back later. No, we're not going to come back later. We have people here who are taking up their time. We're not going to take up their time doing that. Now, listen. I want to tell you about this story, okay? So the people lived in the city of Samaria. They got trapped in there. They couldn't get out. Oh, that's not good. Nobody could come in. No. And they eventually began running out of food. Oh, that's not good. They began going hungry. Oh, I know what they could. I got an idea what they could do. What? All they had to do is go to McDonald's and get something to eat. Willie Bob, what? McDonald's restaurants did not exist way back then. You're kidding. I'm not kidding. How did they survive without McDonald's? I gotta have my chicken nuggets and my chocolate shake as much as I can. Yeah, Willie Bob. No, McDonald's did not exist. McDonald's was invented thousands of years later. I don't know how they lived. Well, they did, Willie Bob. Now, look, the main point is we're going to talk today about who these people were, why they were trapped in the city, and what were they going to do for food. Are you ready to have the story now? I'm ready to have the story now. I've got a question now. Okay, what's your question? Can you go to McDonald's right now? No. Let's get to our story. Oh, hello, boys and girls. Oh, I'm sorry. You come eating a snack. This is one of my favorite snacks. I love these crackers. They're just wonderful good. I love to eat them. I'll put them away, though. But, you know, I'm sure you boys and girls like to eat snacks, too. But can you imagine if you were at your house one day and you were all out of snacks and you wanted your favorite potato chip bag and you go, Mom, we're out of potato chips today. Your mom says, I'm sorry, but we have no potato chips. Well, I'm hungry. What's for dinner? Well, we don't have anything to eat for dinner. And you find out that, oh no, we're all out of food. And in fact, there's no food in the house. And you go to the grocery stores, there's no food in the grocery stores. That would be terrible, wouldn't it? No, I don't think that's ever going to happen to us, but it did happen to some people in our first Bible lesson in our story today from the book of 2 Kings chapter 6. There were these people that I mentioned when I was talking to Willie Bob who lived in a city called Samaria. Now, Samaria was a city in the country of Israel. And they ended up running out of food. They were trapped inside their city. They couldn't get out. Nobody could come in. and they ran out of food and they began going hungry. So I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, well, why did they run out of food like that? Well, here's what the Bible says. It says that there was a king whose name was Ben-Hadad. He was the king of a country called Syria. You guys say Syria? Now, when I say Syria, I don't mean cereal. Okay, this is not the land of cornflakes and Rice Krispies, all right? The Syrian people were enemies to the Israelite people. The Israelites lived in Samaria. And so they decided to come and to attack them. Now, if you notice in our picture here, there are three characters here, three men. And if you look at the one on your left, the bald-headed guy, I want you to go like this. We're going to go like this. That's the bald-headed guy. His name is Elisha. Let's go like this and say Elisha, okay? Let's do it together. Elisha. Elisha was a prophet of God. He was like a preacher. Now, the other guy on the opposite side, the guy with the robe on and the crown on his head, he was the king of Israel. His name was Jehoram. So go like this, and let's say Jehoram together. Ready? Jehoram. Okay, let's review. The bald-headed guy was Elisha. The guy with the crown was the king. His name was Jehoram. Now, there's another guy in the middle that we see here. Now, you don't know what his name was? Actually, the Bible doesn't tell us. We don't know what his name was, but we do know this. He was a man who worked for the king. He was like an advisor to the king. He helped the king make decisions about how to run the kingdom, gave him advice about things. He was a close friend. He was the royal officer. So when we talk about him, we're going to say the royal officer. Can you say it like that with me? Let's say it together. The royal officer. And we're saying it like that because this royal officer, believe it or not, he thought he knew more than Elisha. He was like a know-it-all kind of guy. So let's review. The bald-headed guy, what was his name? Elisha. The guy with the crown, King Jehoram. The guy in the middle, the royal officer. Now, these three guys in this picture are all gathered together discussing something. The question is, what were they discussing? What were they talking about? Let me tell you what happened first, then we'll talk about their conversation. The Bible says that the people of Syria, that an army came from that country called Syria. And the army came to attack them. Now, when King Jehoram found out the army was coming, he needed to protect everybody inside the city because he lived there, Elisha lived there, the royal officer lived there, and thousands of people lived in the city of Samaria. But they had something to protect them. They had walls that went all the way around their entire city. So they just shut all of their gates, put bars on them, so that when the Syrian army got there, they couldn't get in. They wanted to get in, attack the people, take over the city, take over their country. But when the Syrian soldiers got there, they found out, oh, we really can't go inside of there. They have all their gates locked. So you know what they did instead? Let me tell you. They brought something with them. They brought tents. And you know what they did? They put up their tent and they set up camp. And some of you might be saying, oh, I see. So when they saw they couldn't go inside of the city, couldn't get past the walls, then they decided to just to take a few vacation days and camp out. Is that what they did? No. They surrounded the entire city and they set up their tents to wait, and they were just going to wait for King Jehoram to let them inside the city. You might say, well, wait a minute, that would not be a very good idea, because if they let them inside the city, they're going to kill them, right? This is what they had planned. They were camping out and they were going to wait for the people to run out of, you know what it is, food. They were going to run out of snacks. They were going to run out of meat. They were going to run out of all kinds of things, and they were going to starve them to death. So, what was going to happen to Elisha and King Jehoram and the royal officer? Were they going to starve to death? And all the thousands of people in the city, were they going to starve to death? Well, to find out what happened to them, you're going to have to tune in to our Bible lesson next week. We're going to continue the story next week. So we're going to end it right here. But before we end, I have a couple of announcements. Number one, be sure, boys and girls, we have a quiz for you that you can fill out and do it online and send it to me, submit it to me. It will be private. The only person that's going to see it is myself, maybe my wife. If you fill out that quiz, we're going to have questions for you, and you fill it out, you send it in. If you just fill out that quiz, answer the questions, even if you don't get some of the answers right, we're going to send you a special prize through the mail. So be sure to do the quiz right away. Also, we're going to be doing our Bible lessons for the next 12 weeks. If you do the quiz every week, all 12 weeks, we're going to give you a bigger prize at the end of the 12 weeks. So be sure to do your quiz, boys and girls. And remember, this is VBS Virtual Bible Class featuring amazing stories about our awesome God.